The story begins in a prestigious school where students appear to be graduating. It's late afternoon, and it's time to go home. Then, a truck arrives on campus, delivering a brand new Mercedes convertible, capturing everyone's attention. Many students were intrigued, while others assumed the car belonged to some spoiled brat. It turns out to be a consolation gift from Kelly's rich father, who was unable to attend graduation due to his work for investments in London. Kelly expressed his disappointment in his father while speaking with the principal, because it appears that his father is compromising his accomplishments with the car. While Kelly was named valedictorian, the principal refused to give him the brand new car until the ceremony was over due to a school car stipulation. Kelly, on the other hand, didn't seem to care about the car at all. Or did he? After leaving the office, Kelly ran into his friends, who couldn't stop talking about the controversial Mercedes on their campus, such as how they could use it to attract girls and boast about it. And as his friends were wondering how they were going to get the car out without being caught, Kelly flashed his valet key that he stole from the principal's desk and left them speechless. That night, Kelly and his friends succeeded to flee the scene by pushing the car until it reached the gate, as planned. After the voyage, their group stopped for lunch at a diner near the service station. They see a lot of mingling cluttered men and women, who are surprised to see the valedictorian enter a bar-like eatery. Samantha had to serve Kelly and his friends while covering her sister's shift. Kelly, with a flirtatious motive, inquired if Samantha was making homemade ice cream, and she joined in the dialogue. He managed to land a pickup line, but Samantha appears to be more of a player. She sent them out to get their vanilla ice cream orders just as Jasper and his friends arrived to talk with him. Kelly's friends were pleading after him to leave, but Kelly was unfazed. He was able to respond quickly to Jasper's offending lines, which the bullies took personally. Jasper and other men then stand out to push Kelly, and his friends back him up as if on cue. The boys were getting physical when Samantha stepped in between them to keep them from hurting each other. She was able to put a stop to the chaos by dragging Kelly and his friends out of the diner. Jasper, one of the offenders, turns out to be Samantha's boyfriend. Kelly warned Jasper before leaving that Samantha was already fantasizing about him, which enraged the man even more. Kelly and his friends continued to screech his brand new car, when Jasper's car suddenly appeared beside him to race. Jasper referred to him as Richie Rich, and Kelly referred to him as Farm Boy. Kelly's friend didn't enjoy their fast racing and advised him to limit the speed of his new car. Kelly, on the other hand, doesn't seem to mind and continues to race ahead of Jasper. They return to the diner, and Jasper ended up hitting the gas station next to it, causing a quick response fire. The restaurant customers were immediately evacuated, but the diner had already been consumed by fire. Jasper dashed towards the burning building, while Kelly only stared at the source of his actions. The police arrived soon after and arrested Jasper and his friend. Kelly, on the other hand, was advised to get checked out in case he was injured. Sheriff Kavanaugh, one of the cops, recognized Kelly right away. He is Samantha's father, and he was furious with Kelly. As a result, they were also taken to the station. The next day, Kelly and his attorney prepared to speak in court in the hopes of receiving probation. Mr. Morse, Kelly's father, arrived at the same time and sat behind them. The probation proposal against Kelly and Jasper was immediately rejected by the judge, but his friends are free to go. The lawyer then proposed another alternative solution, in which Mr. Morse would pay for the building damages in exchange for dropping all charges to his son. However, the judge dismissed the idea once more. The judge proposed a better solution to the seemingly serious case, by allowing the men involved to repair what they had broken. As a result, Jasper and Kelly will be obligated to accomplish community service by volunteering to repair Mabel's table, the burn diner. The judge believes it is a good opportunity to return what they took in the first place. The judge also believes that doing so will benefit their character development. The opposing party immediately accepted the deal, but Kelly's attorney believes it is impractical for Kelly, because he does not have a nearby place to live and his driver's license has been revoked. Fortunately, the opposing party has a vacant space in their garage that Kelly can rent. As a result, Kelly was accompanied by his father to the aforementioned garage space, and left him with enough money to last several weeks. Before his father left, he told him, "Keep your eyes forward on the important things." He then went up to the garage, only to find it to be a small space where rats are named by a little girl. After the accident, Jasper and Samantha appeared to reconcile. Meanwhile, Kelly began his new life as a volunteer by milking cows in the dawn. The operation to re-establish Mabel's table has also begun. Samantha and her mother had also stopped by her doctor for her regular knee inspection, despite the fact that she was feeling fine. They then went to the church to attend a mass commemorating the recent accident. Later, Samantha went for a walk in the woods, and happened to see Kelly sneaking through the woods to watch a graduation ceremony. While watching the scene, Samantha overhears Kelly practicing his supposed graduation speech. Kelly returned to the construction site after a short break to continue his volunteer work, and Samantha began to develop an interest in him. She even gave him a sandwich when Kelly skipped lunch, and she was pleased to see him eat without realizing Jasper was watching them from afar. As a result, Jasper warned Kelly to stay away from his girlfriend, and they fought once more. Meanwhile, Samantha develops feelings for Kelly and even went to the courtyard that night to meet with him. Samantha revealed that she used to be a track and field athlete, but her career was cut short due to a kneecap injury. The two had a heartfelt conversation and then kissed romantically. Samantha's sister confronted her the next day about seeing Kelly, but she didn't seem bothered. She even invited Kelly to meet her in the store, only for Jasper's friend to notice them kissing. Kelly and Samantha kept seeing each other, but he reminded her that he doesn't want to get in the way of a relationship. Samantha knew she needed to talk to Jasper that day, but, as expected, Jasper rejects her statement. Jasper believes that her feelings for Kelly are fleeting and that their relationship is genuine. Samantha is still perplexed about her situation, believing she has already fallen in love with Kelly despite being in a relationship with Jasper. As a result, Jasper observes Samantha and Kelly's growing affection for one another. Samantha accompanied Kelly to her favorite spot that day, where she told him about the 4th of July dance. It's a traditional event in their community, with fireworks and food. It was an event where people brought their own date. Kelly mistakenly thought she was inviting him to be her date, so he told her he would be honored. Samantha, on the other hand, admitted that she had no choice but to go with Jasper. Kelly, puzzled by the situation, questioned about her relationship with Jasper. Samantha, on the other hand, appears to be as baffled as he is about her own relationship. Kelly didn't want to upset her, so he told her they weren't in a serious relationship and were just having fun. Samantha hesitated to agree. Samantha received a confidential call about something serious one day, but she kept it from her sister. Meanwhile, Kelly appears to be on good terms with Jasper's sister, after gifting her a rodent to replace the one he killed in the garage. To honor the other rat, the girl decided to name the rodent Ralph Jr. It was July 4th, and Jasper's friend arrived in his car to pick him up, but he instead ran into Kelly. He didn't pass up the opportunity to mock Kelly as he walked towards the garage. Kelly, thankfully, chose to ignore him. Samantha, it turns out, was also in the car and overheard the mockery. Kelly decided to leave after a brief stare-down. Jasper was soon in the car, and they were ready to go. Kelly spent the night drinking beer with the cows while Jasper and Samantha were at the festival. Samantha couldn't stop thinking about Kelly, even though she was with Jasper. Kelly, on the other hand, couldn't stop ranting about his predicament to the helpless cows. He convinced himself to leave after drinking 3 bottles of beer. Later, he was already at the event, and he went straight to Samantha and Jasper, who were having a good time. Samantha asked if he was drunk, and he denied it. When Jasper asked him to leave, his friends came to his aid. Nonetheless, the inebriated Kelly stood up to ask Samantha if they could dance. He even asked Jasper for permission, but Jasper was offended and punched him in the face. Kelly fought back, only to be hit in the stage band. Kelly became a little sober as a result and decided to leave. He took his belongings from the garage and went out into the streets to look for a vehicle on which he could ride. Fortunately, he was able to obtain a bus ticket. Samantha, on the other hand, arrived as soon as he received his ticket. He then persuaded Samantha to accompany him to Boston, but she flatly refused. Kelly assumed she had made her decision at that point, so he left without her. Jasper was also present and was curious about the situation. Samantha then summoned all of her courage to tell Jasper that she couldn't be with him. Despite his pain, Jasper tried to persuade Samantha not to leave him, but she had already made her decision. So, with all her courage, she ran to the bus and looked for Kelly. Samantha felt relieved as they locked their gazes on each other, as if she knew she had made the right decision. And Kelly was also pleased. So, despite Kelly's probation and Samantha's relationship, they went to Boston together. They simply ran away, attempting to escape their world. Samantha was very interested in touring inside Kelly's empty mansion when she was taken there. As a result, she fled to hide in one of the rooms, leaving Kelly with no choice but to track her down. Samantha was hiding in the bathtub when Kelly abruptly told her to get out. His reaction perplexed her. Samantha decided to follow Kelly up to their arboretum, because it was raining and she had left the house. He confessed there that he acted that way because it was in the tub that he saw his lifeless mother with a cut wrist and thick blood all over her bath. His mother turned out to be depressed. She took his hand in hers and stood with him in the rain to wipe away his tears. Then they made love that night. They awoke next to each other the next morning, which made them both happy. Nonetheless, Samantha decided to get up and make him a delicious breakfast, where she was met by Kelly's father and his partner. Kelly was disappointed when his father brought a woman into her mother's house, but it only fueled their feud. As a result, they both returned to Putnam to complete his probation and for her to deal with her family, who were agitated with her for hooking up Kelly. Samantha and her father were arguing about Kelly when Samantha's mother interrupted them to say that Samantha's doctor has an appointment with her tomorrow. Samantha had talked to her doctor on the phone the day before, but she didn't tell her family because she didn't want to go. She then ran into the woods. Samantha's father went to Kelly to see if he'd seen her, but he hadn't. Still, he has a good idea of where she might be, and it's her favorite spot. Kelly sat beside her, hoping to console her, but she seemed fine. Samantha unexpectedly challenged Kelly to a race. She ran as fast as she could until her knee injury worsened and she fell. Kelly arrived quickly to save her. Samantha's doctor confirmed that it wasn't just her leg that was affected, but also her liver. The shocking truth was revealed: she has osteosarcoma, which had been a possibility since she injured her knee. The illness has spread so far throughout her body that treatment is no longer an option. Kelly became concerned about her condition and decided to pay her a visit in the hospital. Samantha managed to smile at him, but she is upset that Kelly feels sorry for her. She also admitted that she has no control over her illness, and that she will die as a result of it. Because it's already in the worst condition, she can only survive for a year or two. Kelly refuses to believe it and wishes Samantha would live, but Samantha has already accepted her fate. As a result, as his probation continues, Kelly can only worry about her from afar. Jasper paid Samantha a visit one day and had a good talk with her before deciding to remain best friends, as they were when they were younger. Mabel's table was soon finished, and Samantha went home at the same time. Kelly was finished with probation and ready to return to Boston when he had a conversation with Jasper. Jasper told him that Samantha needed him the most right now, which broke his heart. Kelly didn't seem to want to stay for Samantha, which disappointed Jasper. Kelly, on the other hand, was just as unhappy not to see Samantha before he left. Samantha and her father had a pleasant discussion that night. Both of them appear to be struggling to show strength and accept that there is nothing else for her. They just cried their hearts out. When her father went outside, he expressed his regret that Kelly had abandoned their beloved daughter. Kelly and Samantha spent the day trying to live without each other. The diner underwent a grand reopening to make it more lively than before. While everyone is preoccupied with their own food, Samantha notices Kelly in the entrance, holding yellow roses he picked up from their arboretum. She was overjoyed to see him again, and Jasper had no choice but to let her go. Kelly picked her up and they both went inside the diner. Kelly's unexpected appearance surprised her family, but they were happy for Samantha. Kelly patiently wrote his name alongside hers on the lover's wall to demonstrate their unconditional love for one another. Samantha's time came, however, and everyone mourned her death. The story concluded with Kelly delivering his poetical speech at Samantha's funeral mass.